So let me ask the people's champ, man. What do the Pistons need to do to regain control of the series, and what went wrong in games 3 and 4? Also, what do we need to do, to get back to what worked in games 1 and 2, man? What say you?
Man, we need to like get the U.S. Marshals on the phone or something and find Jalen Duren. Like, where is he? Like, can we get a bounty on this man and find him?
Yeah.
I mean,
for sure. Yeah. I mean,
good God Almighty, bro.
The guy's been disappointing, to say the least.
I thought, in the Orlando series, it was just maybe, kind of an adjustment thing that, and okay, he'll play his way through, but and this has been a rough playoff campaign.
It has,
to say the least, and it's costing us. Like, you cannot in 2 games combine for 4 rebounds. Or was it 5 rebounds? I think it was 5. Either way, I
don't think he
combined
combined for five rebounds, but he's not rebounding enough.
Yeah, it was something horrible. I think he might have had 4 one game, and 6.
I know he had 4 one game, which is unacceptable,
and and 2 or 3 the next.
It was bad. Yeah, he had 2. Yeah, he had 2 the following game. So
so 6. I'm sorry.
6.
Okay, 6 in 2 games.
Yeah.
Pardon my math. So I mean, that's unacceptable. Like, Jalen Duren should have quarters where he has 6 rebounds.
Yes,
not a 2-game total.
I concur.
And also, I mean, Cade Cunningham, for as much as he's done, the turnovers are coming back to cost us.
Yep.
In a major way. I mean, now I do think there are a lot of variables that contribute to it, but ultimately he has to bear the weight of that, and that has to be cleaned up. The shot selection in some stretches of these games are just mind-boggling.
Yeah, I agree.
So if we could somehow shore up the offense where but I think a lot of that, in terms of the offense, I think a lot of that is due to some of our key players on the offensive end being in foul trouble.
Yep. Yeah, I concur.
So I think that have a lot to play into it as well. That second half of game 4, I mean, that was just like something out of the Twilight Zone. I just don't know how to explain that. It was. I remember, what was that? Cleveland, when LeBron, I think, went off for 26 straight? 25 straight.
Yep.
The Donovan Mitchell joint was just stupid, because, I mean, there's LeBron, and this was like almost peak LeBron in terms of athleticism.
Yeah.
So, it was such a variety of ways. But to see this same step over teardrop over and over and over and over and over.
I mean, they went on a 25-0 run.
Yeah. No, the Pistons went 6 minutes and 10 seconds without scoring.
Yeah, which is insane.
Yeah, I mean, again, it was something out of the Twilight Zone. So you kind of factor in that, and then game 4, it took James Harden, of all people, waking up the final 3 minutes of that fourth quarter.
Yeah, that was game 3.
I'm sorry, game 3.
The clutch shot making.
Yeah, so I'm sorry. So game 4.
It's like seeing Haley's comments.
Yeah, so game 4,
clutch shot making down the stretch.
Yeah, so game 4, you have the historic 25-0 run, the Donovan Mitchell 39-point second half, and then game 3, you have James Harden hitting step backs and arriving in the fourth quarter. Like that's what had to happen.
Yep.
For Cleveland to win those 2 games. But that said, we're tied 2-2. And we have some habits that are carrying over into these games that I'm very alarmed by.
Yeah.
And hopefully the fix to some of it is what it looks like JB did tonight by starting Dennis Jenkins.
Yep.
To kind of help, mitigate some of the turnovers and some of the just on-ball responsibility.
Yes,
that Cade has.
Yep.
So maybe that will help. Some timely shot making would be great.
That would be fantastic.
A little more Paul Reed would be great. And I'd like to see him get physical with Donovan Mitchell. I mean, look, if he's going to bitch and complain and get to the free throw line and you know you're going to send him there, make him earn a trip to the line. And what I mean by earn the trip to the line is you ain't got to knock his teeth out.
Right. I mean, yeah.
But
that's not the NBA that we
consume
any longer.
But at the end of the day, if you're a defensive-minded team, which we are, and our identity is defense, you can't have a 6'2" guy running off 39 points in the second half and he doesn't hit the floor on some legit stuff.
Yep.
You know, forget the reach and tap and slap fouls. You know, a little bump and thump, you know. So I still like the Pistons in the series, but again, if Jalen Duren isn't going to play up to his standards, you know, not ours, he doesn't play up to. I think you got to pull the trigger sooner with Paul Reed.
Yeah, I think we need more minutes for Paul Reed.
And not to necessarily put Jalen Duren in the doghouse.
Right.
But just be like, hey, we're gonna try, or maybe try both of them together. Hell.
Yeah, I mean, right. That's what I've said. I think that, you know, we could go with the double big lineup. There's no reason we couldn't run a double big.
Yeah,
lineup.
Paul Reed's a good ball handler, especially for a big. So
they start a double big lineup. So yeah, I don't think that there's any reason why we couldn't have a double big lineup.
Shout out to Ty. He's saying Paul Reed is a difference maker, so he's agreeing with y'all on that point.
Yes. I think we got to find more minutes for Paul Reed. However, Paul Reed is getting a little bit of the backup quarterback syndrome.
Right,
love.
for sure.
Like, it's like we hearing a lot of Paul Reed, but I agree. He's a difference maker. You got to find more minutes for him. I don't necessarily think that Paul Reed should start because I think that he's a bad defensive matchup.
Yeah,
they get into the paint too easy when he's in there. Say what you want about Jalen Duren. Evan Mobley cannot score in the paint when Jalen Duren is in the game. Like he is a complete and utter jump shooter.
Mm-hmm.
And when Paul Reed is in there, they both him and Allen just go right into the paint. Allen scores some in the paint, but it's not, he doesn't have big games in the paint.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think more minutes for Paul Reed is, I think, imperative. And, we both picked the Pistons in 6. So, I still believe that holds. We have to address Donovan Mitchell. You brought that up. Asur should have him as his primary defensive assignment. But he also has to be allowed to play like it's the playoffs. We got to be able to be allowed to play physically.
Mm-hmm.
And, I hesitate to blame officials. But I do think that it's noteworthy that Cleveland played the entire first quarter of Game 4 without having a team foul called on them.
Yeah, don't hesitate.
And I won't say without committing a team foul. I'll say without having a team foul called on them. With the amount that we score in the paint and some of the athletic mismatches that we have, there's no way that they did not commit a foul. So that was either negligent or it was, willful. And either way, it was shameful.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'll kind of leave that alone. But we outscored Cleveland 50-34 in the paint in that game. And they outshot us from the line 34-12.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they shot 41 3-pointers to our 23, yet they shot 34 free throws to our 12.
With a 6'2" guard.
Yeah. I mean, 18 more 3-point attempts and 22 more free throw attempts. First of all, that's not compatible with respect to basketball. And it's not, there's no way that we can win if that's going to be the way that the games are officiated. But I'm not going to blame the officials entirely because we definitely got some stuff that we can clean up. Cade, you talked about the turnovers. He's got to be much more responsible with the basketball. Just throwing the ball directly to Max Strus on an out of bounds play. I'm like, I don't know that I've ever seen that in a playoff situation.
Not in the NBA.
Yeah, you gotta be much better than that, bro.
I mean, that's like Pee Wee League stuff, man.
Yep. And the one thing that I will say about Jalen Duren, and again, you're right. I mean, he's been disappointing for the majority of the games in the playoffs. And there's really no, I won't excuse that. But I also will say that really no big in the playoffs has played consistently well, except for Chet Holmgren. And no disrespect to Iguodala or DeAndre dominating, but he hasn't played against one quality big yet.
Oh, he got one coming.
I was gonna say, no matter who wins between Minnesota and San Antonio, things are about to get a lot more difficult for Mr. Holmgren.
Yeah, he got one coming.
So every big has been inconsistent. I mean, like, it was so hard for New York to get Karl Anthony Towns going, or should I call him Draymond Anthony Towns, that they just stuck him at the nail and decided to have him distribute.
And it's been a genius move.
It was. I
gotta give Mike Brown credit. I gave Mike Brown a lot of shit before the playoffs started.
Yep.
But that has been a revelation for that team.
It definitely has. And as long as you don't need his points, it should continue to work. But I will also caution you, they played a 6 and a 7
Well,
seed.
for sure.
There's rougher waters on the way.
But they've beaten them like they've played in a 6 and a 7
They made them look like a 6 and a 7 seed.
You got to give them dap for that.
Yeah, no doubt about it. They made them look like a 6 and a 7 seed. But there will be rougher waters coming. So, you know, I'm not going to.
But Jalen Duren's been playing consistently underwhelming.
Of course,
these
that's
playoffs.
what
I mean, like,
guys
have been up and down, but like he's
had a couple of decent games.
This has hurt my feelings, bro.
I agree. He's been poor, but I don't. I just think that it's just not a big man's league anymore.
I mean, that's
know what I'm saying. Like, every big is, even Nikola Jokic was underwhelming in his games. Like, he had games where he had poor shooting nights, and I'm not excusing Jalen Duren. Jalen Duren has played poorly, but I just look around at all of the bigs. I'm like, I'm not really overwhelmed, other than Wemby, who is, aside from having one bad game in the Portland series and one bad game in this series, he's been very good. You know what I'm saying? And of course, he impacts both ends of the floor. But there's been no big that's just really been consistently good. Again, like I said, other than Chet, and they're overmatching the teams that they're playing. They just better than them. And the teams that they playing, again, no disrespect to DeAndre Ayton and Iguodala, because remember, Mark Williams didn't even play.
Man,
in the
with
first
all
series.
due disrespect to DeAndre Stankin. Man, get out of here, the bum.
Right. I mean,
I bet not hear no talks of him coming here in the offseason. I'll hear none of it. I'll hear none of it. None of it.
Don't even. I'm not.
I'll hear none of it.
I'm not even.
I don't care how mad Jalen Duren is made, y'all. Y'all don't want no parts of that dude.
No, man. Y'all will be. If Jalen Duren is
Jalen will be
mad,
fine,
yeah,
he's 22 years old. He's got to watch some film. The thing that the part that's disappointed with me is not, being able to score is one thing. Not being a presence on the floor is another. That's the part that alarms me with what I've been seeing. Like, I mean, slumps happen. Like, all of our all-time greats have had stinkers in the playoffs.
Yes.
For series, for games, for just entire playoff runs. Like, you name them, they've had them. So, I'm not necessarily beating them over the head per se.
Yeah, but I said, there's no excuse. He's played bad.
To me, it's like a combination of kind of like the body language, it's just kind of zoned out, just kind of look on his face where I'm just like,
4 rebounds is ridiculous.
It's just like
2 rebounds. Like, I'm like, bro, you can't do that. I'm like, the scoring, I can understand. They packing the paint is different, but nothing's stopping you from hitting the glass.
But my whole thing is like, what I'm confused by, he's not even getting those like frustration fouls.
Yeah,
like, you get what I'm saying? Like and I'm not trying to judge his demeanor or where his head is at in terms of right now in the playoffs.
Back-to-back threes.
But it's it's. You would think by this point, he would have just like shown his frustration outwardly on the court in
what you
some
got?
way.
What you got now?
So let me ask you this, and this comes from Ty. Are the lights too bright for JD right now?
I mean, I don't.
It kind of looks like it to me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even necessarily know if it's that. I think it's a combination of a number of things. I think that for the first time all year, off the pick and rolls, teams are packing the paint as opposed to trapping Cade. I think that's one thing. Like if you just want to talk X's and O's, like all year, everybody's whole game plan has been to take Cade away. Well, they're not doing that no more. They actually allowing him to play one-on-one. They actually allowing him to turn the corner off the pick and roll, and they deciding to pack the paint. And that's where Jalen Duren does his work. So, they've decided that they're going to take the paint away, which is essentially where he dominates. So I think that's one. So I think strategically teams have decided that. Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah.
Oh, did somebody whack him?
He came down kind of funny.
Oh, okay.
Well, we don't want that.
Right. No, I mean, listen.
I think he's going to be fine, but.
Yeah. But,
sorry, I saw that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is live. This is live internet action, folks.
Yeah, no doubt.
Game 5. Swing game.
But so I feel like strategically teams are trying to take the paint away, and consequently that takes him away.
That's fair.
I think that's first, and then secondly, I think that being 22 years old, this really being his second playoff run. I mean, really the first run. You know what I'm saying? Like we had a playoff series last year, but we didn't advance. I think that may have something to do with it, but I just think that strategically he hasn't adjusted. His game is basically in the restricted area. You take away the restricted area, and that causes a lot of problems for him. But no, I mean, like the rebounding. That's why I said like the rebounding that's beyond me. I don't understand that.
The rebound
like,
is
you can get on the glass.
That
you're the biggest dude on the floor.
If you're locked in or not.
Yeah, you're the biggest dude on the floor, dog. You can get on the rebounds. You can get on the glass. Nothing is stopping you from getting on the glass other than your own, your own desire. So yeah, you're gonna have to dig deep and find that. I think again, like I don't think that I always say I do think that the offense is not all that creative, and I understand that we are limited in some ways because we have a Sar who is not a shooter. Really, a Sar works in the restricted area, and so does Jalen Duren. That causes a problem strategically because it doesn't create any space for Duren. Because I think Duren can beat either Mobley or Allen if you get him the ball deep. Once he gets them sealed deep, like you saw him, he got one good seal when they were in Cleveland, but they're not allowing him to do that on a regular basis because nobody drags anybody out to the
That's
wing.
the lack of creativity that you're speaking about on the offense.
Yes.
Asar Thompson is a capable ball handler where you can give him the ball on the wing or at the foul line extended, and you can do a two-man game with Jalen Duren. They've done it during the season. And why they've abandoned it now in the playoffs, I just don't understand.
There's zero big to big passing.
So
but that's another conversation. Go ahead.
I want to ask Lance this because I kind of have an idea of where Unc will fall on this. I've seen a lot of chatter online and a lot of Pistons, from a lot of Pistons fans that are starting to compare Duren to Andre Drummond.
Stop.
Over this postseason run.
Okay.
Do you think that's a fair assessment?
I mean, man, I can't argue it, man, because you can say what you want about Andre Drummond. He's going to stumble out there and get you 11 and 11.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah.
Now,
sure.
It's going to be adventures in free throw shooting at the line, but Jalen Duren's not even giving us consistent effort to me. You get what I'm saying? And not to say that Drummond had a super motor, but again, at least I can go to the box score and be like, oh, okay, he was there and he played tonight.
Yeah.
In the playoffs. And, so I would say right now, today, unless something changes over these, hopefully, next 2 games, I would say that's a legit argument. It's a sad truth to me, but I definitely think it's legitimate.
Nah. Hey, no. I can understand the comparison.
Why is it so hard for you to say Jalen Duren's playing like ass in this playoff run, dude?
How many times do I have to say?
No, you haven't said he's been playing like ass.
He's played poorly.
He's been playing like ass, though.
He's played bad.
He's like almost playing himself out of here. Like he's been played straight butt.
How many ways can I say it? He's been bad.
Okay, that's a little more like it. Because I mean, you was grouping in the other centers in the playoffs. No, almost every center in the playoffs has outplayed Jalen Duren.
Well, yeah,
he's been
this
bad. This is disappointing to like the 10th degree.
Yes, I agree. Nobody is more disappointed than me.
Like Jalen Duren, to me, before the playoffs started, I was on some old, I don't want to hear nothing in terms of trade talks. He was like an untouchable guy to me. No doubt. Like now it's like, not saying I'll take him for anybody, but now, whereas I wouldn't have even entertained it, and I was like, who you talking about and who is it?
I mean, like the chatter about giving him a max contract and fans not being too excited about it is growing.
Yes, I agree. Yes, I understand
I think all three of us here would agree that he's going to get a max contract.
He's going to get a max contract.
Like we all agree on that. Yeah. But I think it's just, I don't know. This postseason run has not been favorable to him. And I'm not saying that's a bad. I'm not saying it is terrible because he's only 22 years old. And I think it's kind of amplified by what Wemby has done when he's on.
Yes.
And so it's just, I think it's just,
I mean, yeah,
it's growing pains. I think that's the best way to put it at the end of the day.
No, listen, Jalen Duren has been bad. He has done himself no favors in this playoff run. I put in the group chat, I'm like, dog, he need his ass whooped for 4 rebounds, dog.
Oh, God.
I was the one that put that in the group chat. Like, that's ridiculous. You the biggest dude on the floor.
Yeah, there we go.
4 rebounds is absolutely absurd.
There we go.
That's insane.
There we go.
It's insane to go out there and you be the biggest man on the floor and you pull down 4 rebounds, dog. And you was out there for 29 minutes of action.
Yes. Amen.
What exactly were you doing when the basketball was caroming off the rim, dog?
Yes.
Making your mixtape?
Yes.
That's what you must have been doing because you are the biggest dude out there. Yeah, listen, nobody's more disappointed than me. And you know I'll let have when it's time to let have. But I also understand that there is some nuance that's going on. There is nuance. Because I'm just like, do you think that Lakers fans are excited about giving Austin Reeves a max contract after that playoff run that he just had?
Well, Austin Reeves was coming off an oblique injury, and no one has ever penciled Austin Reeves in as a defender ever.
No, but forget about the defense. Did you see what he was doing on offense?
I mean, again, like the dude was coming off an oblique injury, and he's a trigger.
Again, though, you think any Lakers fan is excited about giving him a max contract?
Well, no, but I mean, Laker fans are the most delusional, like people next to Cowboy fans in the world, and they're gonna give him a max contract.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, he's gonna get a max contract because if you let him go in free agency, somebody's gonna give him a big deal.
Oh yeah.
Now I think he's an unrestricted free agent, so I think his situation is a little bit different. And also, again, I think that the fact that Jalen Duren is a restricted free agent makes things more tricky too. But again, listen, if the Pistons end up letting him go, I would understand.
No, I mean, well, we got to get something back. Like, whoa, we got to get something.
I mean,
back.
he a restricted free agent. Like getting something back is over.
I mean, I'm saying we have to replace that with some, production of that. Ilk that carries over.
I agree.
That carries over into the postseason.
Listen, I'm under the impression at this point, unless something dramatically changes, they're going to re-sign him.
Yeah.
Some Pistons fans ain't gonna like it, but he's probably going to be re-signed.
I think to me, really the only thing is the number.
He gonna get a big deal.
I'm sure he's
Pistons
gonna get.
Ain't gonna like.
Well, but I'm sure he's gonna get a big deal. I think it'll be somewhere. Maybe short of the max.
I want if he get named to this I want to see the all NBA teams come out.
Yeah, that kicks in.
Once the all NBA teams come out, I believe that all NBA,
yeah,
that will trigger if he's an all NBA selection. That will trigger, I think, that 40 million number. So I think that's going to be about the number, and that's the number that people are lamenting.
Yeah, let's not get it twisted. I mean, I want Jalen Duren here.
Yes.
I just want the Jalen Duren that was here throughout the regular season for us. And he can't be a winter soldier, dog.
No, he can't.
He cannot be.
Listen, I want that same Jalen Duren. I'm compelled to believe that he will continue that type of production for the most part.
But I want him here. Let's
agree.
Let's not get crazy.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah,
but he has pissed me off highly and mightily.
Absolutely, and he's not the only one.
Oh Lord, no.
But he is our second best player, so he gets the
typically.
Yeah, right. He has been for the regular season, so he's gonna get the shrapnel.
Yeah, for sure.
He got to take a whipping.
It comes with it, big dog.
Yeah, he got to take a beating. Now, like I'm with you. I don't think that the book is written. And no, I mean better. The Andre Drummond comparison. I just dismissed.
Like I said, for this particular playoff
run,
like I said,
he's been worse than Andre Drummond for this run.
Like for this particular playoff run,
I'd rather have Andre.
Like I said, Andre Drummond against the Cavaliers would probably get like 12 rebounds and 6 points.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like Jared Allen would probably be scoring 40 on him.
Yeah, that's true.
But still, I'm with you.
It just shows how badly our guy is playing and how disappointed we are in his play.
We are very disappointed
that we're
in his
having these conversations. So,
we're
leaning on you, JD. Turn it around, big dog.
Yeah, we still got time, man.
Just for clarification, I just want to let everyone know that the Rosewood rule would not kick in for Jalen Duren this year because you will have to make all NBA twice during those seasons.
Okay,
good stuff.
That's good. Yeah, but still, I think the number is going to be somewhere around.
The number
40.
is important.
Yeah,
the number is important because they got won't we have to re-sign Asar next year?
I think it would be next year. I think we could do his rookie extension next year.
Because Asar, one of those guys. One of those guys where a close team that just needs a 3-and-D guy that can just throw you know what I mean? If Mikal Bridges is getting 5 first-round or 4 first-round draft picks and the Kings ransom for him, imagine what an Asar Thompson could bring back.
Next year is Asar Thompson's second team option.
Okay. Yeah, right. So we could technically pick up the second team option.
Oh.